Where are you going to the Philippines? I'm going to meet my wife. We've been talking online for 6 months. Immediately, I'm like, man, dude, I hope you're not getting scammed.
Whoa, I didn't know there were people still doing that.
Yeah, yeah, it's a big thing over there. Like he's going to the Philippines for his wife. Been online, like, yeah.
Well, let me ask you. Okay, so that
And you hope,
what's different there is there's a serious power and wealth dynamic differential there, right? And so I was gonna say, what's the difference between going on Tinder or eHarmony or one of these things and meeting your wife? But when you're going to a country, there is a dynamic, and there's also a stereotype. But let me tell you this: I personally know of a couple relationships that started online,
mm, yeah, I do
then
too.
they created beautiful families.
Yeah,
Some of them stayed in the Philippines, and two of them I know came to America,
yeah.
and they have a beautiful family. And so it's easy to be, oh,
And I think that's the thing too. I think the stereotype is like if you look up, and I'll get blasted for this. If you like, you're older guy, you go to the Philippines and get a Filipino wife.
yeah,
The expectation is like you bring the whole family back over, right?
yeah,
Or like I know, like in Vietnam, I have plenty of friends over there, like Vietnam, like married Vietnamese wife. They're still there, right?
yeah,
But like none of these Vietnamese wives want to move to the States. Like, what do you want to leave Vietnam for?
right. Their
Like,
whole family's
like,
there.
you married
Everything's
me,
there.
like stay here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's different on that. I remember, like, I was thinking, man, dude, I hope you're not getting fucked over. I
How
hope you're
many
not getting scammed.
non PC things have we said in this podcast?
I don't know,
We
maybe
gotta
one,
we gotta have AI like just to,
maybe one, yeah, maybe one, yeah. But like you said, so back to your point, like people like moving, like going different countries.
Mm.
That's good and all, but then again, like this, like, there's a guy I follow on TikTok, right? He lives in America, been in Britain. Like he's like, I'm so tired of like people in Europe like bad mouthing Americans, right? Like if you travel 3 hours, you're on the 6 countries. You can travel 6 hours, be in one state here, right? So like give them some credit right, for the culture stuff. Like each state is a different country, so to speak.
Totally,
Like Washington's so different from Texas. Texas is so different from New York City.
totally.
So yeah, like I know people. Like, I grew up in a town called Odessa, Texas. Like West,
Odessa, yeah, football town.
yeah, or a town like people, to them going to Dallas going out of town, right?
Yeah.
No, dude, it's not going out of town, right? But I'm a big believer in travel, right? Just go do different something different, right?
Do something different. And I gotta say, like I said, I spent the first 3 months of last year in Europe, and I spent so many years in Asia, and I travel a lot. And one thing that I miss is the ability to just walk out my front door and there's like a cafe, a bar, cafe,
Oh
all
my
that.
god,
And here
that's one negative about the states.
it's a car culture. So I live on the east side, and I got to get my car and drive. And it's not far, but I do have to drive.
Yeah,
And then I go to one restaurant. And so there's a couple things with that. One is you got to be careful how much you drink.
yeah,
Two, but more importantly than that, I feel like we drive through our communities.
hmm,
So we're passing through our communities,
yeah,
and we're not physically
no,
touching people in the community.
no,
Where we lived in Japan, you would walk 10 minutes to the train
mm,
station, or you would ride your bike to
yeah,
wherever you're going, and you would see people every day. And
exactly,
you would wave, you would talk, you would stop and have a conversation,
yeah,
and you'd have a real neighborhood. And I think that's really important, that sense of
it's
connectivity,
not here.
which comes back to mental health too.
Mm,
That because it's not just your family; it takes a village. That
mm.
kind of mentality where you know people and people are looking out for each other.
So Vietnam this time, the first 5 days I was at the hotel, right? Like you said, the restaurants there, the cafes everywhere. I met everyone, got to know one. Then I moved to a student apartment for like the other rest, like 75 days. Same thing, like got around the neighborhood, talk to people, whatever.
And you go into the same cafe, and then they start to know you, and then you get because